Good morning, good afternoon, good motherfucking evening. Buenas motherfucking noches. This is Infinite Sauce Talk. This is Ralph speaking live from the crib. Just wanted to give you an excitement, just wanted to give you some joy about the topic we about to talk about the thing that we're actually anticipating. This is preference versus standards part 3. The but why version. But why? Now, emphasis on but and why. And the reason I say that is because in this recording that I'm about to narrate, in this recording that I'm about to break down, the main focus on the conversation was but why. Now, there's certain components to it, there's certain things that we're going to hear in terms of but why is the reasoning for X, Y, and Z. We go into other topics where I will start my disclaimers and everything like that. First of all, again, I think this is the main disclaimer. All the opinions that everybody are their own, and mine is my own opinion. I can't control anybody how they feel or how they express themselves and everything like that. But we get into some serious, again, like the last time. I want to sympathize and give my support to anybody that's been in difficult situations. We do talk about that because the one of the topics is body counts. And again, it was brought up that does a certain situation count? And this will be in the conversation. So, like I said, everybody's opinion is their own. Hopefully nobody gets offended or anything like that, but this is basically a lesson about body counts and everything, a discussion. So the opinions that I have, I will express them. I will try to be as neutral as I can be. But in these situations, again, one, they either speak for themselves, or two, I will put my input in there. I had discussions with people earlier stating that I might have been biased. But again, it's my opinion. There's certain things that I don't agree with. And I try to bring a two-sided conversation. So I told them I'm going to work on that, even though like I know I'm entitled to my opinion and everything like that. But I'm going to try to keep a neutral stance as much as I can. And I even told the fellas, I was like, yo, I'm going to try it and try to make it as neutral as I could be to show the two sides. But again, I might be on the one side of the argument in terms of that. But that will be later on. You might hear me and everything like that. But again, this narration is to show you that there's two sides of the coin in terms of these things. Whether they're right or they're wrong, or we're right or we're wrong, that is up to you to decide. That is not up to me to sway you or anything like that. But those are my opinions and how I feel about the situation. So now that we got the straight disclaimers out the way, now that we got all the pleasantries out the way, let me remind you why part 2 and part 1 exists. Because there is the argument of if you like to love somebody and you guys were going just fine and everything like that, whether you are trying to make it to a relationship or whether you're trying to be serious. And in that discovery, you find out that the person had a past and you decide to leave, or you decide to make a decision to not fuck with that person. Is that a preference? Is that a choice that you made? Or is that an insecurity? And in this recording, again, just to give you the premise of preference versus standards, preference is usually a choice, something that you would prefer to deal with or not deal with or anything like that. Standards is usually about law, your law, what you stand on and everything like that. Some people want to stand on their own law. Some people have a choice. They will maneuver around the choice or change their choice and everything like that. In this situation, in this scenario that was brought up for the past two parts, was about somebody's body count or record or past got discovered within, whether it's a relationship, whether you're messing with somebody, and you have the choice to leave. And if you do have the choice to leave, why are you leaving? And if you choose to stay, why are you staying? And this focus, it's about why are you leaving? We're trying to get, again, for the first 2 parts, we're trying to find out the reason. Apparently, there are back and forths of we're not trying to find out the reason, but we are. We ask the question, but why? And this is the conversation that happens when we bring other people, other ideas, other connections. We try to see why. And this is the product of it. So, without further ado, I ain't going to talk too much on it. I'm just going to bring the thing up. And here we go.
Whatever their past would be. It's not really because I'm insecure, because I can be super fucking secure, right, in myself. But at the end of the day, I don't want to deal with you because I'm choosing not to deal with you. Like,
it'll make me, if you like the person?
Because that means you gotta walk around with that person and like be. It's double-edged sword.
Alright, so you say him. You walk with him and some girl come in. Oh, I hate that.
All right.
Does that make you insecure about yourself dealing with that?
No,
it
because
can
listen,
be, but
like,
it depends on the person.
Everybody got a
that
past,
question,
right?
It depends on your.
I'm talking like 10 years ago. Not like recent history.
Yeah.
You was out here
It
wilding.
don't matter. It don't
Straight
matter.
wilding.
Just
That's
say,
different if it was 6 months ago or 10 years, bro. That's
It don't fucking matter. If you choose not to deal with the person, it doesn't make you secure.
No, that for the sake of argument, that's
Wait.
what it was.
but does
fucking
it make
6
you
months ago.
potentially not secure enough to deal with that type of person?
But when
That's
you look
what
at,
that's what she said. That's what y'all was saying. But I said at the end of the day, it's still my
Relax.
choice.
It's a choice.
It
Yes.
Whether I want
It is a choice.
But
But
that
is
choice
your-
based on.
But we
Just
agree with
because
you
of
on
the
that part. We
yeah,
agree
but
with
that's
you on
what
that
That's
part.
all I'm saying.
But there's a choice
That's
based
the
on
part that I
based on
want y'all to
something, though.
understand.
You don't just make a
The
choice to make a choice.
Yeah, you made the choice because.
nah,
it's
don't
not
bring
what
up
you-
that shit you brought up last time,
That's
nigga.
the
Yeah, you
choice.
can't say that.
That's the choice
That's
that
like
you
I'm
make.
making.
That's the choice you make because that is not what you personally prefer to deal with.
But does it
It has
potentially mean you're not
nothing to
secure
do-
enough?
But what
to
are
deal
you
with
not
that person?
preferring to deal with?
I don't want to deal with somebody
So that make you
has a
secure or
history of
insecure?
So
that.
in your
So like
Potentially insecure.
because that's
Thank
not
you.
what I wanna deal with.
But she just said it.
But
Why?
yes,
That's
with the understanding that it's still a preference.
It's still a preference.
It is.
It's a
You're right.
preference.
You're
It's
right.
both. It's a
So,
preference,
no,
but
but
it's
when
still
you
an
start,
insecurity.
listen
It's
to the
a
thing.
It
very
means you're not
fine
secure
line.
enough to deal with that person.
Exactly.
That's what we're saying.
Before you go,
Yeah.
That's
what
what
I
we're
bring
saying.
up. Before you go, what I bring up was if they do everything right, everything you look for, everything like
You
they
check your
they
boxes.
check the boxes, they
Yeah,
check the
you
boxes,
fuck with them.
and you still say, I can't deal with your past. That's the insecurity because they checking all the boxes.
I'm gonna just fuck with
But
you.
yo,
That's
No,
serious.
no, not that. Not in itself is the insecurity. The insecurity is when I keep pressing, right?
No, I'm not saying
Where
checking
you
the
say-
boxes insecure. I'm saying like
No,
they check
I'm
the
saying-
boxes, but
I'm
you saying
saying-
like the past is like I can't walk around with you
Because when I
past
asked you, I
and shit.
said why. He said it's not something I want to deal with. Why? What don't you want to deal with?
Then why? That's the thing. The why.
Potentially
Why?
knowing the girl that you're gonna be with is for the streets or was for the streets. Might not be no more,
Yo.
but she been out there, right?
So that make you
you're
insecure.
gonna-
in all honesty, it's like yo,
People change though.
right? But I'm saying,
But that
yo,
what
you're.
the dick you took didn't change.
But that was in the
Exactly,
past.
bodies you
But
got
that was in
don't
the
fucking
past.
change. It's your
But why does
past.
it matter?
All right,
It's your past.
but if you like the person,
And
what
check the
about
boxes.
that?
But not just
deters
like
you?
love the person.
Whatever that is, bro.
Yeah.
At the
Whatever
end
you
of
That
it
want.
means
all,
if you ever even got there. If you
at,
ever got to
exactly.
love.
At
Yeah, that's
the
why
end
I
of
keep
it
that
all,
like I keep it basic.
At the end of it all,
Mhm.
it is still your choice.
No one's arguing.
Of
that.
you said that's what the argument was last time.
No, the other
It's
one is
why
insecure.
are you making
Is
those
it
what's
insecure?
behind that?
Because I
What
don't,
picture is being made
I
on?
don't deal with people that have that history.
Why?
Why?
That's
Because
the thing.
I
Why?
don't deal. That's my choice.
I'm not saying
No, no,
why.
no, no, no.
Yo, time out. Time out. Hold on.
She just said it's
Why are you
50
making that choice?
50% insecure. She just said that.
Wait,
Yeah, it's a little bit.
hold on.
both.
She said,
She said,
I can understand
No, no.
where you get
But
it
listen,
from.
But when we
listen.
said that, you did
Listen,
it.
hold on,
Nigga, I said
No,
Hold on,
you
let me record
you still have a choice.
You do
At the
have
end
a
of the
choice.
day,
Listen,
but what's the
it's
choice?
just
Stay
your
with me.
choice.
Stay with me. Stay with
It's
me.
just
I don't
your
like
choice.
Why don't you want to deal with that?
Right.
Because I don't want to deal with
But
that.
why,
As
though?
a
That's
man.
why.
You just
That's
keep
not a
saying you
reason.
don't want to, but why?
I can say I don't want to fuck with you, but I'm not giving you a reason why I don't
The
want to fuck with
question
you.
Yeah,
why?
I'm not fucking with you. I'm
Wait.
still gonna give you the
The
dick.
the reason.
Wait,
Time out.
Why you won't make it a serious
time out.
Because in the conversation we had, didn't I say like, yo, you don't value your fucking vagina, whatever it is?
Yo, you could even.
Wait, you can't proclaim to know the circumstances as to why she got the body.
Exactly.
So you can't say that. So this is also what we were talking about, right? This
Yes.
is also what we were talking about. So all right.
So the argument begins basically with if I choose to leave, it's my choice, my preference to leave because I found out some information. And as you see, we are still on that 2-episode questioning of why you want to leave. And still the other side of the argument is because it's my choice. And in those situations, now we're pressing the issue of, okay, we agree with you have your choice. That's perfectly understandable. Everybody has a choice to choose what they like or don't like. We're not arguing that issue. What we were arguing was the reasoning why you choose that. And in that reasoning, it depends on the reasoning, is where the insecurity lies in. Now, you could have a valid reason and not be an insecurity. For example, if let's say you are in the situation and you say, okay, because I knew you and you told me you had 3 bodies or whatever the case is. And then afterwards, now that you told me you had 40, I choose not to do that because 1, you lied about it. And 2, we had open discussions about it and you still wasn't honest enough to deal with those situations. That right there is a valid reasoning of that. Now, when it comes to if you don't have that type of reasoning, if you're just saying because it's my choice, we were arguing that in that scenario, the why might be the insecurity. And so we was going back and forth again with different people again about situations of why. We're trying to find out why. And so my brother is brilliantly trying to take the focus into the situation and stay with me. We understand that you have a choice. Everybody has a choice. But why did you make that choice? And that right there might display a valid reasoning or an insecurity. Now, the next part goes into the disclaimers I had earlier. It goes into a situation where an egregious act of SA or the word grape, because I have to say it that way, can't say the word or anything like that, does that count as a body? And we get into a conversation of, is it, and then if you had those situations before, is it a choice? Or if it's an insecurity that you don't want to deal with it? Again, I apologize if anybody is sensitive towards the topic and I don't want to offend anybody, but this is a valid question. This is something that's very difficult to talk about, but this is real life and real life situations. And sometimes people deal with those situations and they have to get asked these questions. So we go into that territory of the argument and I will proceed.
I don't know the
Are you
circumstances.
talking about
That's
choice or anything like that? Like ways you got the body? Because you can't
What
say
it-
that because Ralph.
No, don't talk about that. That's a whole deep subject.
You took it to
Don't. We talking about.
You're right.
You're right in that sense.
You're right.
You're right.
But
we're talking about if they chose to have those bodies. We're not talking about the other side.
But chosen to have those bodies didn't come up with the conversation.
He's right.
That's facts.
I bring that up.
I agree with that.
said
I agree
that
with,
wasn't part of the
but that was
conversation.
wild. That was yeah, facts. No. Don't even ask that question. Trust me when I say that.
Say the story.
Oh, no.
You said you talking about
don't bring that
No,
up.
because she just said it. Like that don't
has anything to do with it.
exactly. It don't matter because bro,
Because
you're not gonna like somebody to be
overall,
okay
Yeah,
with
you
that.
didn't choose to.
I bring that up as like the insecurity part. I was like, maybe you're not secure enough to be able to deal with somebody
That's had that
that's
past.
been through that.
That's been like.
He's talking about.
Yeah.
But is that insecurity or
part
is that
of
a
this
choice?
comic?
Man? That's
Hold on.
And
You
that's-
said you wouldn't deal with somebody who's
No, he didn't.
But
He
I'm
didn't
saying,
say that.
like,
I
is that
bring up
for
that
you? Yeah,
that
for
like
you. He brought
part
it
of
up.
it. That would be an insecurity. Like
Yeah.
I can't.
No,
deal
That
with
means
that.
again you're not secure.
But
enough.
if you take away that word, if you take it out of that word,
But if
and
you're
you-
choosing not to deal
Wait.
with that because you just don't want to deal with somebody that's like that, that's not an insecurity.
No, but
No.
listen.
I
It's
wish it
a
was
very
more-
when you say, but listen.
it is a thin line between it being the choice in terms of that situation. It is a thin line between having a choice and it being an insecurity due to the fact of if that person had that situation, it is very difficult to decide or even choose or even deal with that situation. Whether you want to support it or not deal with it, that's already a tough choice as it is. So my support and my prayers to anybody that went through that situation and also anybody that it gets asked this question or even has to deal with the situation where they have to either decide to stay or leave, and if it's a insecurity of leaving, if it's a choice of leaving, hopefully you don't have to go through these discussions or try to make these decisions in terms of that situation. But this is a real life situation. These are real life questions that can be brought out from an abstract thinking and can be argued as a valid point or can be brought up as a valid discussion. But we went back to the regular argument at hand, and I'm gonna let it speak for itself.
So when you just say I just don't want to, there's no just I
There's no
don't
reason
want to.
why, exactly.
There's a reason behind why
Behind that,
you don't
and that
want to.
reason behind that
because you're
is the
not doing it.
insecurity.
That's why you're not
There's
getting
always
the
a
answer.
And that's why
So
we
why
were trying to
don't
get
you
with
But there is
you.
always a reason.
That's
There's
what
a
we're trying to bring it
reason.
back
like
to.
for instance, if I say I don't want to deal with that type of woman because I don't think that's the role model I want for my kids.
For a
right?
family.
That's not me being insecure. That's me thinking about my children. But if I'm saying I don't want to deal with that woman because of what niggas is gonna say on the block, that's insecure.
But hold up, but that's not.
But when
his
I don't think
lifestyle.
it matters.
It is in
What, like, what
general.
niggas
It's
gonna say
a
on the
general
block. Like, if
No,
that
but,
matters,
but if you think about that, but if you think about it, when
if that's the basis of your decision, it's insecure.
right,
That's what we're saying.
because if
if you're
but that's
making,
like from the female perspective, right?
this is what I wanted. There you go.
Right. So from a female perspective, like, all right, let's say I know I meet someone and I know that like he been ran
Out
through
here,
my
just
friends,
straight.
right? Ran through all my friends,
Right.
Let's say, right?
She
Ran
been
through
around
my
the block
friends. Been
couple
around.
times.
We all know, right? But I fall in love,
Right.
right?
That's your choice.
That's my choice.
Exactly.
But if you don't,
But I'm not gonna
But
lie.
it's
I probably
love.
wouldn't.
Yeah,
I
love
don't
is
probably
not
not gonna
really a
claim
choice.
it.
Alright, hold
Yeah.
up. But
Love
let's
is
say
not
she
really
did
a
the
choice.
same nigga you
I was about
love.
to say love's not
Were
a
you
choice.
being
It's just-
secure about it, or you were like, you're like, fuck it, I love it, he changed. I'ma just deal with it.
So we was about to say
That's the
Nah,
part. But hold up.
but
That's
you're-
the part we cover
wait,
if
I got you.
secure or insecure.
beloved, I got you.
Because you could be secure in yourself. You could be secure, like a secure ass person. Like not many things will shake you. Like you could be a secure individual,
You still
but
on
like
the same
a
page.
thing you might not be
It was just
secure
a different
enough
type of love.
for.
I'm
Right? So there's certain things that like maybe I'm just not ready for. That's not where my securities aren't there yet.
But that reasoning of how you cringe, how you was like, that right there is a root of insecurity.
Right? I mean, I guess.
Because you're like, you're looking at that aspect and
So
you're like,
I'm only secure if
I'm willing
I
to deal with it.
allow what that's
Yeah,
what equals
Kobe's on
security,
this.
like
That's
being
what I'm
with
saying.
someone who accepting that I want to be with to be with this person, although
You got the mamba now.
because you're not thinking about,
Listen. What we're saying is if you like this person or you love this person, you want to
let's
be
go
with
like
this
because
person.
you're not
Right.
gonna get to love.
You
if-
like
if-
this person,
But
right?
in this situation,
It
we're
could-
talking
it
about
could-
love.
Let Chris
We're
go.
So
talking
how
about
can you
love.
get there? How can you get?
oh
there?
no, in certain situations, yes.
We know this guy.
No, don't say no names, don't say no names.
I'm not saying that.
Let Chris
I'm
finish.
just saying we know
Let
this
Chris
guy.
finish.
Let's go on light. Let's go on the light category first.
When you like someone, everything is hitting for you, and the only reason why you saying you can't be with that person or continue a relationship is because like, damn,
You been on a block.
Niggas said like she
Said
been
this,
out there,
yeah.
they laughing at me, they calling me shit behind my back, they calling her shit, and I don't want to have to. That's what I'm saying. That's insecure because you're more worried about the judgment of
somebody
other
else.
niggas and what they think versus what you actually got going on, being true to your genuine.
Right. So let's say you go to a bar, right? Let's say you go to a bar, you're with your chick, right? And she just happens to have fucked like 7 dudes at the bar, right? All right, a whole bunch of dudes. Like, oh, I hate that. You know what I mean? Like, everybody hit at the bar, right? But like, you love that chick. Like, you're starting to fall in love with that chick, right?
Need more people like.
Do you, at the end of the day, like, it's possible that I might leave that bar and be like, yo, I didn't like how that felt. You know, it didn't feel good to have known that like a bunch of people were there. So yes, would it maybe potentially trigger insecurity, like where there wasn't any? Right? There might not have been none. I was solid, but now I'm feeling some type of way. Like now maybe I'm breeding. This is breeding insecurity.
But now you're making a choice based off of a reason. You're not making a choice that you say, well, I just choose.
It's not nothing she did. You're worried about what these niggas is thinking, what they saying. That's the insecurity.
But there's also an aspect missing there.
What?
Did you know that she slept with multiple people in that bar before you went into that bar? Because the situation is...
Well, you're never going to know. You didn't make
If they were up front...
But what they're saying,
hold up.
We're going to this bar. I did have hookups in this bar.
She gave her history, but you're not gonna know who's in the bar.
Hold on.
I'm just saying, though, there's a possibility.
Yo, but
she said though, like I went to this bar and she's like, I hooked up with a couple dudes from this bar.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you insecure, honestly, is that gonna make a difference to knowledge? No. If you insecure, the knowledge.
But your level, you know what's crazy?
Let me hit him. Hold up. But if that person coming straight forward with you and tell her, yo, this is my past, are you cool with it to go to the next step?
You
what
know,
will you say?
Because it's like, well,
he tell you, yo, I fuck all these niggas, whatever.
But that's it.
He tell you straight up.
If it say he fucking niggas, she know what
This is weird.
He take a dick. I don't know if I can handle that.
Listen, y'all two, right?
Personally, like I'm willing to say, like I'm not secure.
Whatever, your friends, whatever. What will you do next? What's the next step for you guys?
I have no
That's the
issue
thing that
saying
we're talking about. If
right,
it's security or
you know what I mean?
insecurity.
Yeah.
The
I can
next
personally
step.
say that I wouldn't be secure in that.
So it is part insecurity, right?
It's part insecurity, part preference. I really do.
So the even in both
It's kind of both.
So then let's
But it's more. But it's more. Insecurity.
No.
Point is,
But it is more to being
It
insecure.
means that you're not secure enough.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying, right?
That's what I'm saying.
You have a reason why
in that instance, it's different than.
I got one for you.
That's all we're saying.
So it's
if you choose to be with
Like
somebody.
one line.
I got one for you. Not one line.
But
Oh, word?
One line, I got you.
Yo, hold up.
The situation you had.
What's the reason behind?
You said when you went into the bar, did you not know? Even if you did not know and you go into a situation and then you found out afterwards, you could still peel off a different set of insecurities.
But it's one of those things, though, of like, well, would you take me somewhere that you hooked up with a bunch of people at?
And that would develop an insecurity from that person too.
Or it could become a trust issue.
I told him that
could be
I
deeper
told him
than
he's right, but his circumstance is very different than what we dealing with right now. But in the thing he's talking about,
because there's two ways to.
I'm going with the aspect of being straight up with somebody and then taking somebody like.
But even if you take somebody straight up, right? You take somebody straight up and they tell you, look, I don't mess with the 7 niggas at the bar. And then let's say for example,
Let's say Fridays, because we all been there.
right? 7 niggas at the bar.
$70,
That's a lot of fucking bread. No, not for me. But what you call?
He goes to the park.
Yo, 7 niggas at the bar and saying up front, yo, I slept with 7 niggas. Then you're questioning, like, okay, do I take this person? And there's a different set of insecurity from where if I don't tell that person, I slept with that person, and then they told you afterwards that they slept with different niggas, 7 different niggas. And it's a different set of insecurities. That's those 2 triggers. You get what I'm saying?
But see, I wouldn't just take. But in the situation,
That's the situation right now.
But in the situation, it's like she was up front.
We don't know that.
No, he said it. He said that she told him from.
I told him from the deck. We know that.
She told him from the jump.
She told you straight up. You know this, nigga.
So,
Don't check this shit.
No.
She told you.
This
is straight up.
Yeah,
you know
that's
the
what
whole
I'm saying.
thing.
If we go to the bar thing, it's a whole different.
Yeah, that's why I heard the bar
told
shit.
him,
I was like, yo.
She told him straight up before.
She told you straight up. You know this. You know this.
So we went from the argument of if you can deal with that situation into walking into a bar and knowing that you messed with 7 people, well, your counterpart messed with 7 people, and if that triggered an insecurity, because now you're kind of uncomfortable or whatever the case is, and if that's an insecurity, then in the next clip, you're going to hear about the respect and maturity that someone has. So in the bar, like if you run into the situation where you go and the counterpart that you have don't mess with those people, how willing are you to accept that? And if you that nigga to be like, yo, I don't give a fuck about it. I mean, I respect it just like you respect me or whatever the case is, we keep it moving. Or you have an insecurity of not dealing with that and kind of reacting in a different way. It was even brought up about a situation that I had years ago, and we're talking about college days, where I was infatuated with this one chick. Like she was bad as hell to the point where she knew I wanted her and shit like that, but she wasn't interested at all. So instead of actually being a stand-up person and be like, yo, I'm not interested, like chill out, she did the complete opposite. And my cousin that I used to be around with a whole lot, she basically made moves on him. He accepted it obviously because he didn't even know, and whatever the case is. And in that situation, I was super insecure enough to leave. And this situation, it was in a bus. So the next stop, instead of me being mad as hell, saying some shit, like I left and got some food because one, I was hungry, and then I went to 2 different spots to cool off. So I went to McDonald's and then I went to the hood chicken spot to get a beef patty, and then I walked back and whatever the case is, because my insecurity was I couldn't deal with it at the time of I want somebody, you know that I want you, and then you go after my cousin. And the girl kisses him and they do a shit in front of me. And I think at that time period, I wasn't secure enough to deal with that shit in front of my eyes and in front of my soul. Like I could have been angry at one of them or both of them, or I could have just been like, whatever. So at that time, I wasn't secure with myself with dealing with that shit. Instead of being like, yo, that's a loss. That's, chalk it up to the game. Yo, she a thought, yo, that nigga did some bullshit. I walked off the bus and I went to get food outside. I went to the McDonald's spot. I went to the Hood Chicken Shack to get the beef patty on top of the McDonald's shit. And I walked back instead of reacting. And in that situation, how I handle it, it was an insecurity of me. Instead of being like, yo, I'm that nigga, like, yo, it's all good, my nigga. I could charge that to the game. I fucking lost it. And in those situations, I felt like I lost control of not knowing who I was at the time. And now that I learned throughout life, I'm like, bro, I should have never did that shit. But those are insecurities that happen in life where you're not secure enough to not deal with a situation, or in that sense, leave because you cannot handle that shit. My brother that was talking after in the clip or whatever, he talks about meeting people that had relationship with his former counterpart, and he was comfortable enough to be like, "What's up? How you doing? This and that, everything." Like if it was anything different, then he took it as disrespect and then went after that person. But he stood his ground because he knew what time it was. He knew that he had shorty and everything like that. So in terms of his comfortability, it was different than all of us because he handled the situation well. Whereas if I was in that position at that age and everything like that, I would have handled it differently. And then my cousin that brought up the situation, he also stated about showing off in front of somebody that has one of his exes. And we call that insecurity because why are you doing that to somebody that you're not with? And two, why are you doing that to a person that you don't even know, that has your ex, that had your past and everything like that? Why is that the action? And we was calling that an insecurity because that is a situation where why are you being different with that person being in front of you instead of just being yourself? And then we continued the conversation about how we deal with people with their past and if we accept it or not. and if it's our choice and the acceptance of if I had a past, then I can't judge you on that. Then we go into different conversations, which I will play and everything like that. I'd rather just play it, let you hear it, and then I'll continue.
You know, because the dude could walk up to your girl at a bar and be like, so yo,
I fucked the bartender,
like,
whatever.
Hook up
All right,
again?
so we'll go.
It's like, wait, what?
But
So-
see, with me personally, my issue's not with Shorty. My issue's with old boy that he feel he could be that disrespectful.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like he come to me like that.
Like, bro, we
I don't know.
we
you.
grown at this point, right? Like,
That's what I'm saying.
the
like,
Shorty
grown.
you gonna bring in here next week ain't
I'll
got
probably
no
cry.
bodies on. She not a virgin. So should I bring the nigga that fucking knocked her shit down and say that to you? Like that shit could go on and on and on. You get what I'm saying? That shit doesn't make sense.
Is he cool?
You feel me?
Oh my God, no!
I mean, listen.
He
gonna give me shot for free.
Honestly,
He gonna pay for my
I
shot?
went to
No,
I went
that
to
might
a
tell me
party.
come.
I went
Is he
to
a
a party,
dealer?
right?
Simba. Simba.
I went to a party, right? Where one of her exes was there from like when they was younger and shit. You feel me? She was like, "Oh, you used to date that, so of course they whatever." Good, my nigga. How you? Oh yeah, nice to meet you. I don't care. You not me, my nigga. You not. You know what I'm saying?
Like me.
You know, like she here
Because
with me.
you're not-
doing
because
That
you're
shit
not-
happened to you too.
Because I was
That shit
insecure.
happened to you
Yes,
too.
that was
No, that's what I'm
me.
saying. That shit happened to
That
you
was
too.
me. I remember that shit, and I was insecure about that part. I'm
And
like,
what's
what
the
the
thing?
fuck?
You went to
I
a
went to
corner
the corner and
and
ate
they
fucking
didn't talk to
cheeseburgers and
nobody.
fucking beef patties. I was tight. I was tight.
No, he told me.
I was tight. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, fuck.
See, look, I'm a dick. If she bring her ex around, I'm gonna show off. I'm a dick. And I'm a
Because you're not.
That's
But you're
a
not.
part of
that's how I
insecurity
am.
too.
Yes,
No,
that's a
no,
part
no,
of insecurity.
I-
Nah, yes it
I
is.
don't think that's true.
I don't think that's
That's not
insecurity.
true.
Yes, it is.
If a nigga make
hold
his,
on.
if a
I'm not
nigga's presence make you
You-
change how
But
you
not-
move,
not-
Then that's insecurity.
Nigga, y'all know I'm a dick. I'm
Why
gonna
do you
show
have
this
to prove
nigga
that,
that
though?
she chose better.
But
and
what?
I'm
What's
better
the
than
reason?
you.
Time out. But wait. I got you. What's the reasoning why you got to show off? That right there was
I'ma
showing
show
insecurity.
him that she did better.
Well, why do you need to show him? That's insecurity.
No,
when her-
that's
when-
not
when
being
Mimi's baby
insecure.
dad-
I'm just gonna show off because I'll be like, yo,
It's not
I'm
different.
doing what you're
It's not
supposed to do.
different.
Yeah, but why would you
And,
gonna?
and
I don't
also,
do
there's
that
a
with-
child
with
involved.
But why
I'm
would-
I'm
Is that
taking care of your
different?
daughter, and I'm gonna
he's
give
just
it better,
secure.
and I'm gonna show
But
off.
that. But why would you? Why
That's
would you?
because I'm a
different.
dick. I'm not insecure.
But that's
I'm a dick.
that's not.
child in
That's a
that.
little.
But it's not different.
No, it could be. I'm not saying that, but like, all right, so I'll say my own shit. Like, when I got with the girl I was in high school, y'all know I was bringing her around the group. I knew her past. Niggas told me her past, and I said I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I said I did my dirt. I was with many girls before you,
Nobody's
fucking around
perfect,
with
you know
girls,
that?
right? So I said, okay, cool. Like, if you air it out, and we used to go places like, yo, yeah, like, I had a thing with that dude before. All right, cool. Same thing you said. Was good, bro. I'm Khan. Nice to meet you. Type of shit. For me, it was never like.
And if old
for
boy
me-
would have turned around, not to interrupt
If he
you,
came
but
some disrespectful
he came
shit,
like, yeah,
then
like,
that's
oh,
different.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
then I'm like,
that's
alright, bro,
different.
now
yeah, now
we
it's
gotta
not
talk.
with me and
Yeah.
her, it's with
now
me and
it's
him.
man to man type of
yeah.
shit. But it was like, I knew from the jump what I was getting into. And I knew, like, you done been around. Cool, whatever, I done been around. I probably fucked some of your friends, I'm be honest.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You might have fucked a nigga I know.
Right,
It is
right.
what it is.
Yeah.
But it's like, when we air it out, and I told her, like, this is what I've done, and she told me this is what I've done. I said, okay, cool. Like, if you willing to fuck with me, we make it work.
Yeah.
I never thought, like, okay,
Yo,
like, your
She
past.
made the
Shut
choice,
fuck up.
my nigga. She
No,
made the
shut up,
choice.
shut up.
You made the choice. You both heard
I
each
don't
other's
fuck
sides.
nigga,
You
bitch.
both heard each other's sides and made
But
the
that's
choice.
the thing.
Oh
But
my
the-
God.
no.
But you don't
But my
know.
reason is why-
But
Listen,
the
let me finish.
point is
Wait,
made
let me
in
finish,
when you
let me
make the
finish.
choice not to.
Yo, fuck you.
What goes behind that?
Why is it? Yo, why does it have to mean
Why I always
that
get
you're
cut off?
insecure?
Because
black.
The
I'm not-
reason that
listen what I'm saying.
If somebody-
I'm not saying your
Before you go,
choice
before
not
you
to
go.
deal with
Before
her
you go.
is insecure. It's the
about
reasoning
I'm doing
behind.
30 with you.
If the reason behind
Yeah.
what why you're not doing it is insecure.
So,
Right,
let me
facts.
finish, let me finish. So what I
not
said-
not dealing with
Well,
her
my
in
man.
general.
My
You know
man,
what I'm saying?
that ass?
Yo, he asked me some shit.
Fuck
you
you.
feel me?
You never finished his story.
Alright, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
That nigga be having a long story, my nigga. Cut that nigga off.
It doesn't matter.
Cut that nigga off.
I made my choice. Yes, I made my choice knowing, but I wasn't insecure to know that you have a past. For me, it was always like the past don't matter, because at the end of the day, we all been through shit. We all done shit. Some shit you might have done without wanting to do it. It is what it is. Who the fuck am I to play devil's advocate or play judge and be like, nah, I'm gonna judge you based on your past. I can't do that.
The past matters.
But if I know,
Facts.
like me knowing like what I've done with
throw
girls,
none of that shit.
what I've done to girls and how I've treated girls,
Who
who the fuck am I to sit there and say, oh, you ran game like me, but nah, fuck that, cause you ran game better type of shit. You feel? I can't do that.
But
like,
listen.
it's not. I'm not in that place, so I made my decision knowing we aired it out, but I made my decision knowing like I see something in you that I feel like I can
You
make
sick
something
right
happen and build a relationship with you, and I feel like we can make this shit work. Or like I'm in it for all the right reasons. You in it for all the right reasons. Let's do it. Fuck what's going on in the past. Fuck. We've gone to parties.
I'm not done.
Nigga, I even said shit, yo. That's crazy.
It's me
I'm
next.
in a party.
Nigga, what? Get the fuck out of you. You said shit.
Hold up, I just
Hold
want
on.
to point something out.
Shit.
Hold on.
I don't give a
Point
fuck
something
about
out.
you. At the end
Right.
of the day, like Mike said, like, yeah, cool. Like I'm showing you all I did better. Whatever she did better.
But
It wasn't
this
like that
is
for me. It was more
this
like,
is what I'm
nigga,
talking
you
about.
not hitting it. I'm hitting it. That's
But
my
this
girl.
is what I'm
Different
talking
fuck.
about.
You hit it.
This
She
is
with
what
me.
I'm-
She not with you. type of shit.
Nigga, this is what I'm talking about. Just said it. Just because.
Wait. We're about to get into the section. I think this is my favorite section. Where we go back to the original fucking question of, yes, you made that choice and that decision, but then we rebutted with the favorite question of it all and the title in parentheses. But why? Why did you make that decision? That is where, whether it's a valid reason or the insecurity part is. Let's keep going.
Because you made the choice is not what makes you insecure. It's why.
The reasoning.
Right.
Give me the
Right.
reason.
Right.
You're not
What
giving
I'm
me the
saying
reason.
is, my fucking reason
You just say I
is
choose
that
not
it's
to.
my
If I chose not to, and I said, "Hey, yo, I
It is
can't be
my
with you because
preference.
you're
Why?
insecure."
Because I
That's
don't
the
want
question.
to
But
deal
why?
with somebody
Why?
like that.
Why?
Like
Yo,
what?
Yeah, that's
The
too broad.
reason-
That's too broad. That's too broad.
What you mean?
Like
Nah,
what?
it's not
There's
broad.
no reason. But I
You,
really-
Facts.
you answered the question with another question.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
Yo,
are.
yo,
What, like what?
time
What
out.
is the specific?
The question is why you wouldn't do it.
Correct.
Why?
When you answer that,
Because
wait.
that's not who I
Time out.
would
No.
Why?
No. Time. Hold on. I got it.
She got the whole pass.
I got it.
That's like your job.
Wait.
That's like your job. You go, I'm quitting. I want to leave. Why?
Because I'm
I don't
It's
wanna
just
work-
not
I
what I
don't wanna
want
work
to do.
here.
It's just not what I want to do.
Why?
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 You know what I'm saying?
It's just not for
I don't
me.
like
It's
it
not what I
here.
wanna do.
Why?
No, but you have a reason that you quit.
Right, like
That
like,
is the point. That right there.
You
The
don't have to go in this. I don't want
That's
to pay
like
the
you
bills.
saying,
I'm out.
I don't like
no, you
it
don't do
here.
that.
They go, why? You
It's
go,
like when I
don't
quit
like
my
it
job, I had a
Hold on.
reason.
So
Why?
Hold on.
There's a
Like,
reason
you
in that
just
you don't
don't
like
Yo,
it.
that's the thing we're trying to get out
You
of
don't
him.
like
Right,
Why he
exactly.
don't want to do it?
And that right there is the
Like-
insecurity.
Thank you.
Right there.
And he
When you go, I
cannot
don't
answer
like
that
it
question.
here.
Why?
Right? You could leave it at I don't like it here, right? But really, there's a reason behind whether it's the hours,
Facts.
whether it's
The money?
the money,
The workload,
whether it's
the
the employees
environment,
around you,
the clothes, the
environment,
hoes,
There's
The
a
people
why.
around you?
You're not going deeper into the why. You're just leaving that I don't like it here.
Like she
You know what
said,
I'm
she
saying? We're
don't work
asking you
mornings
why.
because she don't
Why
like the
don't you
crew.
like
That's
it
the
here?
why.
Right.
So why?
That's what I'm
Question is
saying.
Why?
The-
Why you don't? Why can't you deal with it?
You're screwed.
And you go
That's
here.
just what is my choice.
It is your choice, but why?
Why? But
That's
the
true.
why
Why?
determines whether it's
Nigga, can
insecure
you
or
imagine
not.
being in a situation and then be like, yo, I really just don't want to fuck with you like that.
But why?
And then you be like,
Nah,
oh,
but there's
why?
always
Nigga,
a
for
why,
what? I just
bro.
don't
There's
want
always
to.
There's always a why.
When a nigga,
Yo,
when a nigga
yo,
goes
my
off
nigga,
female
time out.
or female
Time
goes,
out.
There's a
At the
why.
end of the day, it's exactly it's a why. Why you don't want to
Time
do it?
out.
Right, so like,
Time
Why?
out. If we live the way that you're saying, then none of the answers would be fucking. We wouldn't know each other,
We just
basically.
be doing
Everything
shit
would
just
be
to do
on
shit.
song.
Just to do shit.
Why
You
did I
just,
listen to you growing
Yo,
up?
this
right.
nigga, you
This
listened
man-
because you was interested.
No,
There you go.
I listened
That's
because
the why.
That's the why.
I listen because I'm sitting here. I'm 14 years old. I'm saying like, damn, these niggas are doing shit with their life. I'm fucking running around doing bullshit. They doing something that I could possibly do.
This
So I'm
nigga's
gonna
a Taco
listen.
Bell.
I'm gonna listen because like, all right, they were somewhere where I aspire to be. They making money I aspire to be, doing shit I aspire to have. So I was like, I'm gonna listen because clearly they know something I don't.
And that's his
Right?
sense
Alright,
of reason, my
then-
nigga.
My
Well,
insecurity,
I
my
don't
insecurity
see
was
myself
I don't want to be another
fucking
nigga
with you.
No. My
But why?
insecurity-
You already
Hold on.
fucking with her,
My
so what
reason-
changed
Bro.
that?
right, what changed?
Yo,
What
it's
if
the truth,
right
nigga.
now?
You
I
say
told
this
her
When
to-
he was a man, they were
Say
like, bro,
no
you
more.
can do better.
I
Like,
said
come
my
here.
insecurity was
Then
Okay,
he's
that's
gonna
fine.
ask
I
why.
can do it.
Right,
Hold on.
Hey, you're gonna
Hold on,
just
we
don't
almost
wanna-
got him
Hold
though,
on,
right
hold
there.
on,
We almost got him
my
right
reason-
there.
but hold on,
Because he
hold on.
said, I can't see myself
listen,
fucking
though,
with her.
but my
But
reason-
you like her. She checks all the boxes. We already said that. The only difference is you found out that she got past bodies. So now you're saying I don't see myself.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
You were already.
We losing track of where we were.
We're not losing track.
Shut up. We losing track because in the beginning, she's telling you in the beginning,
right,
before you even establish the relationship,
right,
you're just fucking with her, right?
So build something.
Potentially.
Well, we don't.
Right?
You gonna be in a relationship just to be stuck there, my nigga?
Fucking no. Right?
No, he's talking in like a talking stage. Like
you in the talking stage,
But
my
the
nigga.
talking stage is
build
going.
something.
I could fuck with
Talk to
you,
build something.
but I'm not fucking with you in a relationship. I'm not taking it there.
But listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen.
So time will tell, but you're not going that far because it's your choice
But
not to
there's still-
fucking take it
Why?
there.
There will be time will tell because you already know her past. So
Is there a cap?
you'll be like, oh, no, fuck that. I'm just
Hold on.
How many bitches? Now, that question brings up the next conversation that comes up in the recording. It is about body count. Now, just to give you a premise of it, the person that's arguing about the choice, that is a choice for everything, had a statement before in the previous recording, I think the previous meeting or whatever, about a certain number where the men can have 50 and the woman can have 30. Now, he stated that we're not concentrating on the number, but there has to be a reason behind that. And it gets into a super interesting conversation. And the women chime in on this and they want to know why. Let's continue, because I feel like this is about to get... Woo.
Yo, what's the cap?
There's still a while.
No facts,
You know
though.
what I'm saying? You still have to
God
get
bless. Fuck out of here. I don't want to have some more.
You had the answer before.
What was the answer you gave?
We asked you what's a respectable amount.
Yo,
You
play.
gave
Oh, okay, so we went ratios. We
hold
went
on.
ratios, right?
Yo,
We went ratios.
I gotta hear it.
You said men 50, women 30.
Yes.
No, yo.
And then he said,
As a 30-year-old.
Wait.
Yo,
It's a 35-minute clip, my nigga. It's a 35.
He could just give his answer.
It's a 35-minute clip.
Play it because that was his answer.
The whole clip?
Why is your man ratio and woman ratio so different?
We know the
That's
numbers.
a good fucking question.
Double standard ass nigga.
That time when he got girls, that got two girls.
That's what I wanted. Yo, imagine all the other girls were here. You got fucked, my nigga.
You know why I'm standing here right now? Because Chris is saying everything I said.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Oh, no.
He is.
No,
Because I called you out on the
he's
double
right.
standard
He asked
thing.
the same
Yeah.
Oh,
question.
the double standard.
That's
That's
a double
right there.
standard.
His favorite place to fucking with.
Double standard.
That's a super double standard.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right. Wait. Let him rock.
So you probably don't want to talk to old girl because you scared what she got more bodies than you?
No, you said the cap
more
was
bodies
30.
than the
I
cap.
said 30
No, you
women-
did
a
say
woman
that.
30
No,
years
you
old.
did say that.
A woman 30 years old has 30 bodies. A woman,
That's
a
the cap
man.
for you?
Hold on. You said 30 years old?
I asked the
That's
cap.
what
He did
it was
say
30,
30.
right? It was
No.
30.
He did say 30.
He just said 30 years.
We're all about 30 years old
Yes.
here, except y'all
Yeah.
niggas. But about 30 years
Yeah,
old.
young
I think it's
right?
25.
So on average, 30 years old, 30 bodies, right? I'll give him that. A dude, 50 bodies. My reasoning for that
Mentality-wise, you're
is
30.
that.
Hey, tread lightly,
Forgive
bro.
him
Just
for that.
Nah,
like
she
Wow.
know. Yo, we talk
Forgive him.
about this
Oh, I
shit
fucking
regular.
know.
We talk about this shit
Don't break up
regular,
with my
bro.
boy. I just met her. Don't break up with her.
We talk
So
about this all the fucking time.
She knows, bro. I got double standard. I fucking tell that
So
shit.
how do you want your
So what I'm
burger?
saying-
how
Just
many
what I'm
burgers?
saying
I
is-
respect it, though. He was
How
up front.
How many people
As
has that
a
burger?
dude-
I respect
as
it.
a
I like
dude-
you. I just met you, but I like you.
What we do is we go out and we fucking conquer. Right? We just
think
out
bitches-
here.
you think bitches
we
don't
just-
conquer?
Shut up.
That's just you.
Shut up.
I never did
Shut
that.
the fuck
I
up.
never did
I'm
that.
gonna
Yo, his insecurities is popping up right now, nigga.
So what I say is
30
we go out
years old,
and
they
conquer.
have a body
We go out
every
and
year.
conquer. I'm saying females, in my perspective, are supposed to be more careful. Supposed to be more.
Yo, forgive him for
So
what
what's
he's
the
saying.
difference? Let me
Forgive him
ask
for
you
what he's saying
this
right now.
question on top of your theories, right?
Right.
Please do.
It's like you
We
went
needed
to
this
the
motherfucker.
tonight.
We needed this motherfucker. Yo, who invited
Do
him?
you think
Listen,
it's
make it a
easier
podcast.
for a woman to attract a
Podcast.
man or for a man to attract a woman?
It's easier for a woman to attract.
So why do you feel a man is going to have more bodies if it's easier for a woman to attract a man?
A
to
woman
attract
can fuck anybody.
So
A man
naturally,
just fuck
with
what they
knowing
can.
that, naturally, with knowing women more easily attract men, they should have more bodies than a man.
Exactly.
Chill out, but they're more
But no, but Vince thinks that you should carry yourself a certain way.
Why does it matter for them?
Hold up. Listen to what she just said. Because we had this conversation before. Because we had the conversation before. I said, I know it's sarcasm. I know it's sarcasm.
Hold up.
Because this is what I told her. This is where my conversation goes. Yo, the way you carry, my bad, bro. The way you carry.
That's my preference.
His insecurity is the shit might hit him, my nigga.
I can't handle it.
Right.
But hold on, man. Yo, she
It's 2021.
But both
my
of them,
gender?
All year.
But both of them can fuck
2021.
anybody in this table right now. Both of them can fuck anybody in this table, but we cannot.
Whoa, I don't know.
He's talking about example. He's talking about example. He's talking about example. Relax.
If she comes to you and be like, yo, I want to fuck, you're going to
I'm
be you a man.
I've had this conversation with him already. I don't know.
They both
I
can
agree.
fuck
I agree.
anybody they want.
It's true.
Men can only fuck what they
It's
can
my
get.
personal.
Right, I agree.
Thank you.
Because
Y'all both can fuck anybody in this table, but we cannot.
Supposed to be out here, you know
We
what I
can
mean?
fuck whatever we
selective,
can
you
get.
know what I mean?
Fuck
Be
out
tasteful
No, I'm saying,
about
but
what that's
you
in
do
the body.
whatever you
Granted,
want, Mike.
some
But who's to say
cute.
that the 50 niggas she fucked,
You
it
know
wasn't
it.
tasteful? How do you know that they weren't men
but
of
you
quality?
don't.
What if
But
they
you
were all
don't.
And what if like she started
So
young
wait,
and
hold
she's having
on.
a good fucking
Why
time?
doesn't a man have to carry himself correctly then?
But this is
But
what I'm
that's the
saying.
thing.
Because he's a
I
man,
didn't-
right?
Chill out. I didn't say that he doesn't.
That's
I
fucking
just
fire.
I just said.
You kill him with
I
that one.
just said.
But what
That
is
You
the
said
difference between a
woman
man having
should
50
carry
bodies and a woman
herself
having
this
30?
way.
Exactly.
Yo, this is what we talked
Because,
about today,
we
yo.
talked about this. This is what I'm saying. So what I'm
This
saying
sprung out
is,
from
Rob,
a week ago.
you
That's
gotta
why
play the tape.
it had
We've
to
been
be.
talking about it.
Rob, you gotta play the tape, bro. You gotta play the tape.
It was a
What I'm
35-minute
saying,
tape,
I don't
my
give a fuck.
nigga.
You gotta play the
You
tape.
could have sent me the tape.
You gotta
Yo, facts. Yo, I gotta show you how
trying
to.
to
is to
edit
be
it.
like,
Yeah,
yo,
fuck
I
on,
get
here go,
pictures.
You gotta play the tape.
You know what I mean? I'm out here. I'm
That's your
banging.
job in life?
Nigga, I'm just saying,
You
like,
did a
yo,
good
to
job,
divide
man.
and conquer.
Yo, honestly,
Like,
listen,
you get what I'm
no,
saying?
listen.
Like, it's-
I promise you this.
You're taking away.
I promise you this.
Never mind.
When I was
gotta go to
younger,
the beer.
when I was
Women
chilling with the
can divide
homies
and
and I was
fucking
growing
conquer.
up,
We don't be out
it was
there
like,
conquering shit.
where the
I know
bitches
you
at, where the
do.
bitches at,
Right?
right? Right? When I was younger,
Yo,
it was
she
like,
just walked away like a fucking G.
She said, fuck
Now
me,
we had this
nigga.
conversation.
She
When I
does
was-
a fucking like.
when I was younger, right?
She
It
popped
was
the collar,
like,
she popped the
every
collar,
night it
she
was like,
got
yo, what's good with the
busted.
bitches? Like, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Right?
Exactly.
But
You
as
know,
I
I'm
got
just taking it
older,
tonight.
It changed.
it changed. I
But
stopped
at
doing that.
30 years old, you had already, what?
Yo, and she
Actually,
got the
you want-
collar up, dude.
Oh, at 30
She's coming
years
back.
old,
The bottom
you had
is in there.
already attained.
Hey, the bottle
You get what
opener.
I'm
one.
saying? Because you had already
bottle
been
opener.
doing
The
wild
bottom-
shit.
You guys got
The
bottle
bottom
openers?
openers on the counter.
You know what I mean?
So-
As you got to 30.
So then why doesn't it work the same way for women?
I'm not saying that it can't.
No,
I'm
no,
saying
you did,
that in my preference,
did.
it should not.
Yo, play the fucking
You
tape.
understand?
It's
But
35.
But what
I
is
don't
the
give a fuck. Play
difference
it.
between a man having 50 bodies and a woman
You gotta play
having
it.
30?
So you
You
prefer
gotta
your
play it.
women to have 30 at the age of 30, and you
Oh
prefer
my
your
god.
men.
Yo, you guys are
to
taking
have-
them numbers fucking literal as fuck. I'm
You
saying
just saying that you
who
think a
said
man
that?
should have more.
Yeah, I'm saying
No,
like,
we're
yo,
just saying,
as a dude,
Hey,
niggas is
So-
out here
so
just
my-
throwing it
so
wherever
my
they
question
can
is
fucking
this.
throw it.
So my question is this.
Yeah, 'cause
So
they're
what if the
bored.
chick you talking to, and she has
You're welcome.
her past, you say, okay, 30's cool by 30, right? She got 28. That's okay? Because it's not
Oh my
30.
god. You see what I'm saying? You taking the number too literal.
No, I'm asking.
So what if-
No,
Just
the
to
fact,
gauge your
fact,
mindset.
time
You know
out.
what I'm saying?
But she could be 30 and have fucking 30,
Yep.
32
All we're
bodies.
doing
It's
is-
the
So
same-
what?
same
That's
shit.
fucking
All we're
bullshit,
doing,
my
all we're
nigga.
So-
doing
so
right
my
now
question
is
is,
trying to get Vince
when-
in trouble.
No,
So-
We're trying
we're
to
trying to talk
shape
about-
him.
So my thing
We
is,
talking about I see.
Into
so my
a
thing is,
fucking-
you
This
said
is a
that you
podcast.
wouldn't talk to the
All right,
girl
fuck it, I'm
that
trying to
has
get
a
Vince in
history,
trouble.
right?
I'm saying
What's a history for you? Question.
What's a history for you? Now, this is a pivotal question in the conversation because it brings up two things. One, now you're going to have to explain yourself because you have that point of view of what do you see as a history. That right there alone is very, very important. And number two, this turns into a conversation where the reason why this preference versus standards, I think, exists in the first place, because one of the people that we know and whatever, we brought up the situation where their counterpart was known to be out here, and he had a choice And especially when somebody else brought it up to his attention that she was out here. So he had a choice of dealing with that or not. And we don't know the details of what went into that or everything like that. But there was a conversation had where they was like, our people was like, yo, we're happy for you and everything like that. I just want to make sure that you're happy. Doesn't matter what we say or what outside noise says anything. I just want to make sure that you know these things, just to make sure that you're valid in your reasoning of why you want to proceed with this woman. And obviously, some people are comfortable with answering the question, and other people don't answer the question. And in that scenario, they didn't answer the question. So there lied the question of, is it a preference of you staying there because of X, Y, and Z, or you have an insecurity of now answering these questions from that situation that you're dealing with. You know what she's about. You know what time it is. You accepted that. Now you know there are people that's going to be in the outside world asking these questions. Whether you are secure enough to answer it or not, that is up to you. That is your choice. That is your opinion of how you're dealing with it. But in other situations, this is where preference versus standards come in. Do you prefer being with that woman? Even if you know she had X, Y, and Z. What's the reasoning? And if the reasoning you can't really answer it, there has to be a deeper reason of why. And if it's something that's not a valid reason, then it could be an insecurity that lies within. Or she meets your standards. We're always looking at it into a deep aspect to get answers. But some standards, some people that have standards, they have standards where that person might meet their criteria. So we don't know. And this is where the conversation, I think, was born and the discussions were had and everything. So I'm not going to take much of your time. We're going to get into this because this is, I think, is going to get juicy. Hold up. Let me play it right now.
Oh, right, the girl that you said that you wouldn't deal with
on the spot now.
That whole
here now.
That whole shit that we talked about was because of a situation with a friend.
Right.
Right? The situation with a friend.
No names, please don't.
The situation with a friend was that, look at where we at now. My niggas, you know what I mean? Fuck it. That nigga about to get married.
Stop.
Fuck that.
Stop.
I'm saying
Stop.
it. I'm
serious.
Stop
it.
Whatever we talk here, stay here anyway.
No. Trust me when I say, don't say no name. Shut the fuck up.
So that's what's about to happen. No name. Right? So he's gonna deal with that. He chose to deal with that. Me personally,
because he's secure about it.
That's
wait. But what I'm saying is this.
But he's ready to take it to the next
How
level.
do you know?
Based on what
right?
Based on what's going on.
I'm just going with the thing, right?
It's like both of them.
You don't. How do you know her bodies in comparison to the woman in question's bodies, right? What separates them? Does she have to have 5 less bodies than this chick? 10 less bodies? You know what I'm saying?
That's not the issue. The issue is
no. I'm saying because what makes a past extensive, right?
If I knew in the beginning, my choice to fuck with you in a certain way is my choice.
Right.
But what I'm saying is,
we're all, like you said, we're all around 30. Most women you're gonna meet, they got bodies.
Right.
So how do you decipher who's no good and who's good?
I don't know if I like the square shit though. I like that my shit is like
choice.
She still got the butt.
Exactly. You're not gonna meet no version.
What? Get the fuck out of here. I got no butt.
Right. That's what I'm saying is how do you choose between that.
It's like an iPhone 5.
You would make your choice based on how you feel. But at the end of the day, if I say no, why does it make me necessarily insecure?
Because it's why you say no.
Yo, we get back to the same beginning.
Because that's my nigga.
But that's what I just did.
Yo, is it about what people are gonna say?
Why would I be worried about that?
Well, something's making you feel like you want to make a choice. So
you don't respect yourself.
No.
In my opinion, you don't respect yourself the way that I would see the person that I'm with.
But all the women by 30 have bodies. So what's the difference between this chick and that chick and this chick and that chick?
The numbers. They
all got bodies, bro.
I don't know, bro. I didn't think that far into it.
You know what I'm saying? What?
I'm just saying.
Oh, now he
I would
fucking
prefer to deal with that. It's my choice. I'm not insecure because I don't want
like for instance, if his girl was here now, was here, them two was here. We don't know the difference between who's
we would never know. We would never know.
So then it's like, how do you judge? What's extensive? You know what I'm saying? You're saying you don't want to deal with her based on her past. That's too much for you. But what everyone got a pass.
And you're saying it's not what people are gonna say. So what is it?
Right. Because everybody got a pass.
Everybody got a pass. Everybody got a pass.
Because in my opinion, everybody has a pass. But you don't like her pass because niggas is talking about it.
That's what you're conclusion of. But I'm not worried about that. My thing is, I just don't even want to fuck with you. In that sense, like to move forward, to get married, to do all the other shit.
Okay, I get that, but what I'm saying is,
but that's where
by
I was
30,
leaving it.
all women got bodies. You can't leave it.
That's where I was
leaving. All women
it.
got bodies. So what's the
further
difference?
than what we was talking about?
Nah,
that's
it's all part of the same
shit. That's what we was talking about.
Because the reason is tied into it.
That's why I don't judge no. They all got bodies, bro. We 30 now.
We ain't saying facts.
You lucky if they don't got kids.
Facts.
That's facts,
yo. You ain't nobody to judge though, right?
Exactly.
We ain't perfect.
We not perfect though.
She got a kid.
I have a question.
With it. I wasn't ready.
Go.
Shut up.
I have a question. What would be the difference?
Can I go first?
In saying
no, I haven't told not
my
one.
fucking turn. What would be the difference with saying that you don't prefer what's the difference in saying that your preference is not to be like there are men who will choose not to be with women who have children, right? Is that an insecurity?
There's still a reason behind.
Yo, you see now you changing the question is straightforward. No, is it insecure or not? That's what the fucking question was. That's what the question was.
It's still a reason.
Is it insecure or not? We're not talking about no fucking reasons. We're not talking
because you gotta have a reason to not choose not to do that, bro. Relax.
That's why I left that.
There is always a reason. But there's a reason behind why you don't want to deal with the kids. You get what I'm saying?
That is not what the question was.
I don't want to deal with my own.
The question was, do I think it's insecure or do I think it's not?
So I hear what both of y'all are saying, and I get where that very question could lead to the answer if that's just simply preference. I get that. But what I'm saying is, that's very specific. A woman that doesn't have children, right? Very specific. But what you're talking about with the bodies and the extensive past can't be specific because everybody has a past.
Right.
But that's why it's different.
That's not what the question was.
The question is,
if you stick to the question, it was
no, I got it.
There's no further
because
now you digging deeper.
Because you're supposed to dig deeper, my nigga.
Why? We wasn't talking.
No, if I ask,
what you asked is very preference. It's a preference completely.
Right.
Why? Because it's a specific thing. What he's talking about is he said, I don't want to deal with her because of her past. But everyone has one. Not everyone has kids. Everyone has a past.
Why is one preference and one insecurity? I'm
this is what I'm saying. Because it's a straight question.
I was saying,
you guys asked me. Hold on. Remember, you guys asked a very specific question that night at that table, and I said
the why
it is a
is
choice.
where
there is no fucking why. We never asked a why after.
Like I'm saying now, it's a very thin line.
Exactly, and that's where that whole conversation should have ended.
No, but it's still. Look, what I'm saying is it leans closer to preference, but it's still the same thing. You got to figure out why you don't.
Want exactly? That's my point.
Why don't you want to date?
Why don't you want to date women with kids?
I don't want to date a woman with kids because she may be still fucking her baby daddy.
Boom.
That's insecure.
That's insecure.
Yes.
With everything, even when you ask that, it could still lead to you're insecure.
Correct.
So that's why the why is always important.
After we try to find out the reason and why for the 15 millionth time, we get into a conversation about, again, we're going back to body count. But this conversation comes up where the egregious act of SA or grape in the sense, does it count as a body? And again, my support and send my prayers out to anybody that went through the situation and everything. But does the question, this is a deep question, Does it count as a body in your opinion, in your point of view? And if it does, can you handle it? Will you handle it? How you will handle it? Those are things that are brought up in the next conversation. I think this is short in terms of this. And then we try to go back with the logical standpoint of, but why? And we go back to that. And I'm going to let the rest of the clip play out. So enjoy it. Let's go.
But the why is not the question initially.
That's part of it, though.
So but that wasn't a part of the
conversation. All your body.
The truth. You deal with that. Where did we stop? Where was the question stated?
It wasn't a part of the question, but
all right. So we got an open-ended question. I didn't clarify the whole fucking thing. I didn't.
There was no, but even with the question
I bring
that child just asked, it's still
right. There's still a why.
Just to see if everybody agreed that being doesn't involve
why do
body
we
count.
Because he's
right, that's another question.
That was why I bring that up with the body count.
Boy,
that's why the body count even came about. That's why the body count came about.
The
only way I can answer that, in my opinion, is it depends on. Are you looking at body counts as literal like numbers, or do you count bodies because like
situations,
like situations, right? Like because like why do bodies matter in the first place? Some people, for some people, bodies matter because they're scared of STDs. They're like, if you got 20 bodies, you're likely to give me an STD, right?
That's what we keep talking about.
Chug the beer?
Would that count?
I'm about to say, what the fuck?
That's a whole different. That's a whole different
that's
ball
what he said,
game.
yeah, as a body, would that count? If you get.
I said if you're
like all of us, rape some girl.
To me, in my opinion, as absolutely wrong and disgusting as it is a body. Someone entered you, bro.
So that counts, right? For you, it counts.
And there are men there are people who might not be able to deal with what that means to be with a woman who's like been somewhere. Like there's other levels to that, right?
And it's going to be hard
and that would that be preference or insecurity to be like, listen.
They said it's insecure if you don't fuck with her because.
You don't take it seriously.
No.
Y'all said that.
Everything that we say that.
Oh my God.
We said, would you take it seriously if she tells you that? Exactly.
Why does that matter?
Thank you.
And he said that he wouldn't. You said
there wasn't
you
the choice.
Yeah, they didn't mean
you
said that like walk into it and be like
he said you got a choice to deal with it or
not. But I the thing about the kids, everything is about the why. If your why has a reason that's insecure, it makes it insecure.
It's insecurity, right?
You can always have a reason that's not insecure, but there are reasons that are insecure. So the same thing with the kid. If you're saying, I don't know, I feel like they got a kid together, they're going to always have a connection.
And that was me.
That's insecure. You get what I'm saying? Like, but if you're just saying like, listen, I don't want to have kids, so I don't want to date a chick that got kids. That's not insecure. Right, that's a preference. So it depends on the reasoning. That's all we've been saying.
That's the line.
Right.
That's
so you asked reasoning, but what I'm saying is we didn't get there. What we got to was it or was it not an insecurity? At the end of it all, Chris agreed it was a choice. That's all that we have right here.
You're just cutting it off, my nigga.
I'm cutting it off because that's what the fucking question was.
But that's what you want to be right on, but that's not the truth.
But that's what we talk about.
Because there's a layer behind that, my nigga. Get the fuck out of here, man. Oh, my God.
Just play it. Let me take a leak. And then
take a leak, bro.
Nigga said so.
Yo,
just play it.
Hold on.
35 minutes.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was the conclusion of the recording. Now, what I can tell you is this. There was a circle of jumping around different conversations and everything. But what I can remember was three things. One was the reason of but why. Again, but why. And that could provide a valid reasoning or an insecurity. And we tried to draw it out of the other arguing party, but it didn't happen. As you see, we started being like, what the fuck, man? Like, so we leave it to that. We leave it to size in that first part that I'm explaining. Whether you agree that it's a choice, that's your opinion. Whether you agree that's an insecurity and there has to be a reason why, that's also your opinion. In my opinion, yes, you can have a choice in anything you do, but there has to be a reason and why. And again, the reasoning can be a valid reason, which justifies the choice, or it's something that you will not disclose or are afraid to disclose because there's something that is bothering you or is an insecurity. So, again, you can have your choice. It's just the reason of why. Again, this whole podcast, this whole thing, this whole episode was on but why. And that's what my opinion is. There has to be a reason. Second part is also on the insecurity part where a lot of people have insecurities. Everybody has some type of thing that ticks them or that I'm not saying that everybody is flawed with them. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm saying is with the situation that the person brought up in terms of essay and grape, um, those situations it might arise whether you want to deal with it or not. And you can take out essay and grape and you could put certain situations. And sometimes insecurities rise in the situation that you put in. If you do have any of those things that kind of ticks you, to be honest, work on it. And the reason I say work on it is because once you can find an insecurity, in order to be a better person, we have to work on those things. We have to work on why does that bother me or why do I operate in a certain way. And if you conquer that, that means you overcame a fear. You overcame something that you couldn't deal with before, but now you're comfortable with. And it makes you a better person. So in terms of insecurities, a lot of people have them. Probably everybody in the world has one type of insecurity. So I suggest self-reflect and identify them and work on it because it will make you a better person in the long run. Trust me when I say it. The insecurities and the things that I had to deal with, I had to learn how to overcome. And I still got a couple of things that kind of bother me. Like, for example, I just had a presentation on Thursday and I still have nerves of presenting, super nerves. I go into like a Willie Stephen Beeman type of mode and shit. Because even if I'm well prepared and if I got the subject down, the nerves still get me. Because presenting is a tough thing to do. I commend everybody that's out there that can do it. But the self doubt and everything comes into play. The past comes to plague me. And they was telling me I did amazing. But I know me. And I know certain things I stumbled on. So I know I got to do better. But that still bothers me. And we still got to work on things. So going back to the original point, if you have insecurities, if you have these things, self-identify them and work on them and work to overcome them because you will be a better person that way. The third and final thing I want to say on this is everybody has a right to have their preferences and their standards. Please respect each and every one that has their own preferences and standards. Be upfront with people with your preferences and your standards. Your relationships will go better with doing that. And also your standards. What you will and won't accept, please let the other person know, especially in a relationship. And I'm not talking about relationships in love with anything. If you prefer a certain thing, say that out loud. If you have a standard, speak on it. And the reason why I say speak on these things, because we can have open discussions on what's right and what's wrong, and we can actually sharpen each other to become better people and also have a better understanding of other views and why they have certain preferences and why they have certain standards. So, in all of this preference versus standards, in all these parts, these episodes that we talked about, I think there's one key thing, and I'll probably leave with this: communication is key. So, if you have a preference, say that to somebody. if you have a standard, and I keep repeating this, you know why I keep repeating this? Because a lot of people don't do it. A lot of people don't give their preferences and standards and wait until they're deep into a friendship, a relationship, a human connection, something, and it's too late for that. And then we get these situations where, fortunately, we have now these conversations so that we can teach that communication is key. Whatever preference and whatever standard you have, communicate it. I think that would be one of the topics that will be in the future is communication, because we all need that. We all need to work on communication one way or the other. There's something that in certain situations that we won't communicate on, and we need to open up that line. So, thank you for everybody that was on the episodes, on the recordings, the feedback, amazing. There were certain things that were said to me that I worked on. There were certain things that I just was like, yo, I'll handle it how I handle it. But every little detail, every person that collaborated, every person that was on here, I want to thank you for bringing up this conversation. I feel like this conversation should be with more people. So I want to do this. I might want to see if other people will have this conversation. I'm going to try to find a way how, because I feel like this is a great topic that people really don't talk about, because it starts tweaking into their personal life, how they feel and everything like that. And if these conversations go well, then I feel like it's a therapeutic experience that can release some things that can help people. Again, I think everybody that's been in the conversation had an input and everything like that. I want to continue this. So anybody has any opinion, hit me up on my socials and everything like that. Let's have a discussion. Let's help each other. I don't know what the next topic is. I hope there's not a situation, this real life situation I had to bring up and shit like that. I could talk about assumptions. Somebody brought up a great topic of assumptions. Somebody brought up about relationships, on how to handle things, how to handle breakups. That's a good one. Oof. I feel like I should do that one, but I don't know yet. But thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the feedback. And we should return soon. This is the end of Preference versus Standards Part 3. I should be back with something next week. We'll think about it. We'll give it time. Thank you for listening to Infinite Source Talk. We are out of here. Goodbye.